Hello and welcome to Navy Field Mobile, another clip from me. Today I wanna explain something about the ship class CV, so a carrier vessel. Carriers are one of the, I guess, most important ship classes in this game, but many players have some difficulties to play that. Therefore is to say, it's not the easiest ship class there to play because you need some skill of multitasking more than other ship classes, because you have a serious need of keeping your eye first on your vessel itself and where to drive, second where the enemy ship are and what ship they have right on the start, and third, you have to keep an eye on your planes you use. Yeah, that's the point why a carrier is a difficult ship to play in this game. Yes, the how it is played. Yes, as said, a carrier uses as primary weapons its planes. There are 4 types of planes for a carrier. First one, as like other ships have, you have the scouts. Then you have fighters. Fighters are therefore to shoot down other planes like scouts, so the enemy has no light, has no cannot see the enemies and other planes, and to fight the enemy fighters. Third one of planes are the dive bombers. They attack other ships by dropping bombs. And the last one are the torpedo bombers, which go on a flat flight upon the surface of the water to drop torpedoes towards the enemy. Yeah, that are the 4 types of planes. Okay. As example for a carrier, I took my newest carrier, the German De Grasse. First important thing is, as usual with other ships, how do I develop my ship with the 8 points I got. So I go to the assembling menu. As you see, the green pots, I have assembled my ship fully, but I disassembled it again to show the effect of these. What is the most important thing of a carrier? Of course, the planes. Because without planes, a carrier is quite useless in fight. So if I go back and tip on the information, you see with no assembling point used, you have... okay, sorry. First I have to go to the menu to keep it in English. Sorry for that. Okay, again. So I show you the information. With no assembling point used, you have 4 scouts, 9 fighters, 13 torpedo bombers, and dive bombers also 13. At the beginning of every carrier you can use at once 3 groups of planes. Yes. Now I go to the assembling menu. What is the effect of the different points? Well, you have at first you have armory, then you have the different um, plane classes, then you have the third one, flight deck, then engine and FCS. Okay, at first I want to show you the effect of the flight deck. When you go on the first point, you see you get a higher number of all the planes, and here you see still with 1 point in the flight deck you have 3 squadrons. Okay, and the second point, you see now you get the 4th squadron and another increase of the number of planes you get. And the final point here, now you see 4 squadrons to use. You get 24 dive bombers, 24 torpedo bombers, 15 fighters and 8 scouts. So that's quite a good number. So you have for the fighters, when they start, you get in 1 squadron 3 fighters, and the torpedo bombers and dive bombers are 5 planes each squadron. So if you have 4 squadrons to start at once, you have still for the bombers 4 planes in reserve. And yes, that's the problem in battle. You can be sure you will lose the some planes. So you still have a high number. You cannot get out of planes quite at the beginning of the battle. Okay, so therefore I will assemble these 3 points now, as you see. And what to do next? Well, I would say the next important thing is to increase the damage of the planes. So you have to put 1 assembly point in fighters, and then I will show you the effect for torpedo bombers. You see, it will have some less fuel, but that minus 12 points is not that important. But on the other side, you see the damage of a torpedo increases about a double. So that's quite good. So we use it. Okay, now we could guess, okay, why not increasing the dive bombers? Well, let us look. You see, there is no change in fuel or defense. Only life points from the bombers are increased a little bit, and only a minor increase in the damage. So in general, I do not develop the dive bombers, because the dive bombers are used mainly for airfields, for small ships and so on, and for these targets the damage is enough. So I don't, in general for carriers, I don't use a point into dive bombers. Yes, the next left 3 slots can be used as free will, as you like. The problem is, in mostly carriers are quite slow and aren't able to run away from other ships in special subs or something. So I mainly use the left available 3 slots in armor. In this case I used 2 points in armory and 1 point in engine. But that's your kind. You also could say, okay, I want to use all 3 slots in FCS or in engine or something like, but that's some kind of individualism. Most important thing is use all flight decks and minimum use the slots to torpedo bombers. That's I would say, the must-have for carriers for the 5 slots to have. Okay, so that's about the character of a carrier. In the next scenes I will show you with battle scenes about how to use a carrier in battle. Okay, now I want to tell you something about the gameplay in battles with carriers. Therefore I have made some screenshots of some attacks, and I can show you by marking about a good tactical way. So here you see an attack on the BB, you see on the left right side from the fleet XDH. At first you are the best way to attack a ship is to use 2 groups of planes. First target for carriers are the big ships like BB or other carriers, because the destroyer and the light cruisers are quite fast and therefore difficult to attack. So for the big ships, most effective way are torpedo bombers, and yes, it's important to attack with one battle cruiser or one big ship with 2 groups of torpedo bombers from different angles. Because if you simply fly towards a ship, for example to the front of the ship, release the torpedoes, he could make a quick turn to the right and to the left, and your torps will pass it. When you don't have a bot in that ship, then you will hit. But if you have quite a skilled captain in that ship, he can easily avoid torps from one group of ships of planes. So there you have. You see 2 groups of my torpedo bombers and attacking the ship of IQ. So as you see, my planes are going down to attack. So I will show you. What if the torps get released? They always targeted on the front of the ship. So I will show you. First one will get this direction. The second one will get this direction. Okay. Here in this picture you see the released torpedoes from my 2 planes, and as you see here, they go here to the front and there are going the torpedoes, and they are quite fast. So as you see, it will be quite difficult to avoid the torps, and some definitely gonna get hit them. So I will show it to you in some more pictures. As you can see, you can imagine the BB turning one direction or the other, but if it isn't a super fast BB, it definitely wanna get hit. So again, another attack. Again, 2 groups of torpedo bombers attacking the O project of Lydians. And now I will show you. First group gonna attack here, this direction, and the second group will release the torps there. Quite difficult to avoid. Even if he would turn left side, he may can avoid these torpedoes, but surely not those. Also, if he would turn right, he will get a broadside of the torpedoes of this group. Yeah. Okay, again, this one is the Bismarck getting attacked by me with 3 groups of planes. So I want to get attacked here, here, this direction, and this direction. Okay, here the attack. First 5 torpedoes dropped, go this direction. Kusa was driving, as you remember of the picture before, this direction and turned right to avoid these torpedoes. But second group of planes, torpedoes this direction and this direction. If he turns left or right, he will get hit by the first torpedoes here. If he stays going on, he will get hit by those and those. Last example with screenshots, then we will get some clips. You have here Bismarck Tactical Beer. 2 groups of torpedo planes are approaching from behind. So, well, my idea is attacking from here and from here. We will see what happens. Okay, here you see the planes dropping the torpedoes. Like here, this direction and this direction. So it doesn't care what direction he turns, he will get hit by nearly all torpedoes. Yeah, that's the end of this Bismarck.